As the barrage of balderdash from NBC's earlier airing of their exclusive interview, Trump's sit down with Kristen Welker on Meet the Press, as many astonishing moments are getting shared, our featured video is what TV audiences didn't see in the final cut of this epic interview with the 47th President of the United States.
This Sunday, my exclusive interview with President Trump as he marks 100 days in office.
When does it become the Trump economy?
It partially is right now. I think the good parts are the Trump economy and the bad parts are the Biden economy.
On his handling of the economy and what his tariffs will mean for consumers.
I'm just saying they don't need to have $30. They can have 3. They don't need to have 250 pencils. They can have 5.
How his immigration policy plans are clashing with the courts.
Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
And his vision to expand U.S. territory.
Would you rule out military force to take Canada?
Well, I think we're not going to ever get to that point. It could happen. Something could happen with Greenland.
So much ground got covered. Everything from children's doll collections to exaggerated gas fluctuations, which I suppose would alone be worth the price of admission. But it's the great exchange about seemingly one of the most pressing things that is on Trump's mind today, a meandering back and forth that did not make the final cut, and we'll have that video, as well as some online speculation as to why NBC left this revealing exchange off TV. But first, here's a highlight of some of what went down on Meet the Press earlier today.
When does it become the Trump economy?
It partially is right now, and I really mean this. I think the good parts are the Trump economy and the bad parts are the Biden economy, because he's done a terrible job. He did a terrible job on everything.
I want to ask you about something you said this week. Got a lot of attention. You were at your cabinet meeting. You said, quote, I'm going to quote what you said, maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30.
Yeah.
And maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally. Are you saying that your tariffs will cause some prices to go up?
No, I think the tariffs are going to be great for us because it's going to make us rich.
But you said some dolls are going to cost more. Isn't that an acknowledgement that some prices will go up?
I don't think a beautiful baby girl that's 11 years old needs to have 30 dolls. I think they can have 3 dolls or 4 dolls. Because what we were doing with China was just unbelievable. We had a trade deficit of hundreds of billions of dollars with China.
When you say they could have $3 instead of $30, are you saying Americans could see empty store shelves?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they don't need to have $30. They can have 3. They don't need to have 250 pencils. They can have 5.
Tires, strollers.
This is such a dishonest interview already. Prices are down on groceries. Prices are down for oil. Prices are down for all energy. Prices are down at tremendous numbers for gasoline. And it went up to $3.90, even $4, and in California, $5 and $6, right? Okay. I have it down to $1.98 in many states right now. When you go that much lower on energy, which is ahead of my prediction, because I really thought I could get it down into the 250s. We have it down at $1.98 in numerous places.
Okay, let me jump in real quick here on this very dishonest interview. A community note appended to a video posted on @ASEN on Twitter clarified that as of May 1st, 2025, no U.S. state has recorded average gas prices that low. The actual lowest statewide average was $2.66 in Mississippi, with the national average remaining above $3 per gallon throughout 2025. Now, as a speculative qualifier to today's video edit, we tripped on this from Politicus USA's Jason Easley. NBC cut critical part of Meet the Press interview showing Trump out of his mind. Meet the Press cut a very damning part of their Trump interview where he went on an extended rant about the 2020 election being rigged, with questions about Trump's mental decline getting louder. NBC News and Meet the Press decided to cut part of an interview with Donald Trump that raised questions about the current president's mental state. So here's the take Easley refers to. Our featured video, Trump Uncut.
My 4 years were phenomenal, as you know, the stock market. In fact, even though we had to go through the COVID thing, that horrible situation with COVID, we did numbers, and when I gave it over, when I handed it over, the election was rigged, and because of that, we have a lot of problems, by the way. But when I handed it over, what happened? The market was higher than it was just previous to COVID coming in.
Yeah.
Nobody could believe it. The stock market I'm talking about.
I don't want to look back, but you did take your case to court about that.
Back.
You took your case to court about your allegations against the election. Let me ask you,
There's no question about it. The election was rigged. The facts are in, and it's still being litigated. Let's go.
You did take your case to court more than 60 times and didn't win those cases.
I won a lot of court cases.
Just to button that up, though, sir. Just to button that up.
What are you talking about?
How
the election
worried are you?
Are we talking about the election
Let's talk about here and now. Let's talk about
the
here and
election
now.
of 2020?
Let's not talk about. Let's talk about here and now. Are you worried about a recession?
No.
To paraphrase Mark Twain, there is no man so poor, but what, at intervals, some man comes to him with an orange axe to grind. Well, seems somebody's got an axe to grind.
I'm going to look back, but you did take your case to court about that.
Back.
You took your case to court about your allegations against the election. Let me ask you,
There's
sir.
no question about it. The election was rigged. The facts are in, and it's still being litigated. Let's go.
You did take your case to court more than 60 times and didn't win those cases.
I won a lot of court cases.
Just to button that up, though, sir. Just to button that up.
What are you talking about?
How
the election
worried are you?
Are we talking about the election
Let's talk about here and now. Let's talk about
the
here and now.
election of 2020?
Let's